What's going on, guys? Make sure everybody can hear me. Damn, we got 14 viewers. Hello, hello. I'm out here waiting, guys. A little WWDC. All right, so what are you guys expecting for WWDC? Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. What are you guys expecting? Curious to know, because I know that I'm expecting a couple things, right? I mean, obviously, I'm hoping for, external support. That's the end all be all. That's what we want. I doubt that we're going to get it. I don't know why. This is a gut feeling that Apple's just not ready for it. The iPads, 3, 4, 6 gigs of RAMs, depending on which iPad Pro you have. If you date all the way back to the 2018 one, they're just not ready for, windows that are moving all over a screen, a secondary monitor. I hope I'm, corrected. I hope Apple actually does something with it. But for right now, I think the best thing we're going to see from iPad Pro or iPadOS 14 is, the widgets are going to be expanded on the home screen. So I think we're going to have a lot more freedom within the home screen and how we set it up. And I made a video of how I cleaned up my home screen, and it's really made a difference. I'll show you guys real quick. So this is the home screen that I got going on right now. Very clean. Sorry for the glare. We're using the potato cam, but that's the home screen right now. And I bet that we'll be able to move the widgets around wherever we want them. Maybe more widget support or widget APIs for people to be able to edit what they need to edit and create what they want to create within the actual home screen. Let's see what people are saying here. iPadOS able to write. Okay. Hey, Craig, I feel you on that one. We definitely don't want to be carrying around a laptop and an iPad, which is the one thing that I want to get rid of. Although I did get this thing, which I might carry with me, especially if Apple does support secondary monitors on the iPad. Got myself one of these guys. It was sent over, and it was really cool. So I think it'll definitely work out if we do get a secondary monitor support. This will be in my bag all the time. Really crisp, super light. It's honestly lighter than the iPad itself. Final Cut Pro for the iPad. That'd be interesting. Although I like LumaFusion. I used Final Cut Pro. I had a MacBook Pro 16-inch back with the butterfly keyboards. I think it was the first year it was released. And I had Final Cut Pro. I used it for a while. I would use the pirated version. So I think before it became a software-only download, used to have to buy the disc, and it was like $300. And you would buy the disc, install it, and so I got the last physical version pirated years ago, and I stuck with that version for 2 years. Used it a lot. If you guys are ever bored, I do have a second channel, so that it's dormant, very dormant. Not ever going to post on it again, but I use Final Cut Pro for those videos. Hey, what's up, RJ Tech? Making an appearance. Love that. Big ups on that one. But yeah, now we're just counting down. Do you guys think we're going to start right at 1 o'clock, or do you think it's going to be a little bit, on the tail end, 1:05 or something? They're definitely going to make us wait. Final Cut Pro, improvements to Files app. Yeah, so for Files app, the one thing that I want with the Files app is to give me a loading bar, or even if they keep that little circle. So let's say I'm moving a file from the iPad to an SSD or vice versa. You don't know how long it's going to take. If you do it on a Mac OS or on a Windows machine, it'll tell you estimated time remaining 5 minutes, estimated time remaining 30 seconds, right? So that's what I want with the Files app. They can keep that little circle if they want inside the actual file icon, but give me an estimated time remaining, or even show me how many megabytes or gigabytes are left. That way, I can time things. I don't know if it's going to take an hour to move something over or 30 seconds to move something over. So sometimes I'm just sitting there waiting, thinking it's going to happen, and then it just doesn't happen. And then I leave for half an hour, and then it's finally done. All right, Craig, what are you saying here? So for me specifically, I'd like to see better printer reporting for printer. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm not really in the printer world. I haven't owned a printer in years, and I would only print stuff out at work when it was needed. But even recently, so I'm probably going to make a video on productivity tips and tricks, because I got a document sent to me, right? And in the document, in the email, it said, hey, print this out, fill it out, scan it back to me, email it back to me. That's like 20 steps that I didn't have to do. I literally just opened it up on my iPad. I downloaded the file on the iPad into the Files app, wrote out everything I needed to do on the PDF, signed the piece of paper, and then just emailed it back from the iPad. And no printer, no scanner, nothing like that. So, what's up, Daniel? Welcome to the broadcast. I'm excited to see this thing get started here. What other questions you guys got for me? So we got secondary monitor support, better Files, app usage. So I'm thinking, like I said, that's the only thing that I want from the Files app. Home screen, I guess it would be nice to be able to move stuff around or more widgets to kind of customize it the way you want. But like, I'm not missing too much when it comes to the widget screen. I'd rather be able to use floating apps, even within the iPad Pro itself. Like, forget about a secondary monitor. Give me the ability to do maybe 3-4 apps and not just by the 2 multitasking and then the slide over. Like, slide over is nice, but I'd never, ever, ever use slide over. Okay. I don't know what you're saying, Daniel. The person which told you about the personal information that was shown in the video one time. Yeah. So yeah, a couple of times, if you guys have noticed, probably my email's gotten out there, my phone number's gotten out there. It's fine though. It is what it is. Just don't try to contact me or shoot me a text message because I probably won't answer you. That's true. So funny that you mentioned Samsung. So I don't know if you guys saw my Twitter. I got one of these guys and I'm playing around with it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play with Samsung Desk because, like, I don't know. I've been playing with these 2 Android phones now for a while, right? We got TCL 10 Pro, and then this I literally just got yesterday, so I'm going to be playing with it. But it's the same exact experience, and it's just more Google focused. And I don't know. Like, I'm not going to it. I'm not. The screen is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. And like, there's stuff that and the Android has on Apple, I'm sure, like the customization and all that good stuff. But I don't miss it because I live in this world where everything is AirDrop, everything is iMessage, and that's just the way that I need to be able to get my workflow done, especially for this channel, right? I'm doing a review on this TCL 10 Pro. I recorded a couple like video shots and all that stuff, so my choices were to like email the footage to myself, Dropbox, like upload it to Dropbox, and then download it down. So with an iPhone, all I do is I AirDrop, right? I pull my phone out, record what I need to record, go on here, AirDrop it to my iPad, and we're good to go. And that's the last thing. And I'll just delete them from here, edit the footage on the iPad, and delete those, whatever it was, like delete those footage pieces. And then all I have is my final video. And that's the one thing that I keep and I save and then dump it off to the SSD. So Patrick, you had the Tab S4 before you switched to iPad Pro. Dex is really good now, but still Android, so it's just lacking some core apps. Okay. So again, yeah, I haven't played with Samsung Dex. Like, that's what I'm going to do. So my plan for the rest of the day is obviously watch WWDC. And then the second they finish talking about iPadOS 14, I'm probably going to hop off here, make my review video on that. And then I'm going to play around with Samsung Dex because, like, that's the world that I want to live in. I want to be able to just plug in my iPad into a monitor and boom, everything gets, filled in. Maybe even with an iPhone, to when it gets to the point where we're stuffing 8 gigs of RAM into an iPhone and the A15 Bionic is out, I'm sure it could handle desktop class browsing, desktop class everything, right? So that's the world that I want to like be in. One plug into a monitor, a keyboard, and a mouse, and we're good to go. And so I'm playing with macOS again, and iPadOS. I like using an iPad 1 million times better than a laptop. Davidson Barreto. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think we're gonna be getting any secondary monitor support. Maybe they might surprise us. What I do think they're gonna do is like show off secondary support within applications, right? So obviously you guys know that there's some applications that will take advantage of a full screen, especially if you almost like AirPlay it over there. So for instance, Netflix, you can watch a full wide angle movie on a secondary monitor off of your iPad, right? It's LumaFusion. You can put like the preview of what's live rendering on the full screen and take up the entire screen. So I think they'll show off some apps that have added that functionality and try to take advantage as much as they can. But I don't think we're going to get that classic secondary monitor support that we all really, really want for the iPad. Oh man, my wife just found a caterpillar in the bathroom. Uh-oh. Jay Bennett, today feels like your birthday. Well, happy birthday. Damn, we got 49 people. Let's see if we get to 50. 50 people on the live stream. Never thought that this would happen. So I appreciate you guys all coming out. First time we're live streaming. I do want to, so we're probably going to move in the next month or two. So I don't want to redesign this whole studio right now. It's kind of a mess. You guys can see there's boxes everywhere. Don't worry. That's not an actual Bud Light. This is just a Bluetooth speaker, which is hilarious. A little gag gift, but everything's kind of a mess. Boxes everywhere. This isn't really a studio, and that's what I want to do. I want to build a little studio with a microphone, so I'm not relying on a potato cam and onboard mics and things like that. But Gabriel, I'm not Brazilian. I'm born in Miami, Florida. Dad's Colombian, mom's Peruvian. So I do speak Spanish fluently, and so I do get that a lot. People think I'm either Portuguese or Brazilian. So no, it's still too early to be drinking, Patrick. What time is it? Yeah, 1 o'clock. Let me at least get through the workday, A live stream on Apple's website is fun. You have thousands of emojis. That's true. Daniel, I think they are going to rename it to iPhone OS. I think that's what it originally was called, right? I think iPhone 2G, 3, and 3G was iPhone OS. Well, Patrick, drink one for me, man. And I'll catch up once 7 o'clock comes around, 6 o'clock comes around. But yeah, I think they're really gonna differentiate, because I know iOS, iPadOS, but iPadOS is like a name, and iOS, I feel like iOS is like the big umbrella that iPod touches, iPhones, iPads, and I would even throw like watchOS under there, honestly, because they probably live off the same platform and they use the same chipset because they use Apple's proprietary chipset as opposed to Intel. So I think iOS is like the umbrella, and then we're gonna have watchOS, iPhone OS, iPadOS, and I guess iPod Touch just falls under iPhone OS. But that's what I think they're going for. And then then they have the Mac OS features. But I'm excited to see. I mean, obviously, most excited about the iPad. iPhone, I could really care less, because I don't know. I haven't been much into like customizing my phone. I used to be big into the jailbreaking scene, but now it is what it is. I have everything I need there. Everything works fine. I don't really need to make my life more complicated on the home screen of my iPhone. But iPad is a different story, because I want that. That's my laptop. That's my computer. I want to be able to customize that however I want to. Versus this is just a tool to make phone calls, send text, and take pictures. And obviously, browse the internet when I need to. But I'm on my, like the device I use the most is my iPad. And it looks like we're starting, guys. We got some live video going on. Sorry about the glare. But yeah. We got the earth going. Ooh. But yeah, so kind of want to talk about the invitation. Have you guys... Technical how? Read my name, Karan. iPadOS X. Yeah, that's true. I have been playing with a lot of different like launchers on Android phones that I have here on these two guys, and it is fun to like customize and find what works for you. But I don't know. I'm the person that like I want something to work exponentially well, and I'm okay with it not being 100% mine, right? That's why iPhones and iOS products work so well, because everything that they say that they're supposed to do works really well. And you just have to do it how Apple wants you to do it, versus the other way around, where like, hey, if you figure out how to do it, awesome, good for you. Go ahead and do it, but I'm not going to tell you how to get there, right? That's the difference between Android and Apple, in my opinion. Yeah, Daniel, can definitely make a video on how to get the beta. So for my iPad Pro, since it is my main device, I was a little iffy about maybe putting the beta on there if I wanted to or not, but I'm going to anyway, because worst case scenario, I just reset it and it's fine. But I'll show you. It's really, really easy, and it's free. So there's two ways to get betas on your iOS devices. And this includes tvOS, macOS, iPhones, iPad, any beta operating system that they're launching or beta software. All you have to do, there's two versions. You have the paid developer program, which you get everything even earlier, and I believe it's $100 a year, and it just gets associated with your Apple ID. And then you have the public beta developer program, which is what I'm under. It's the free program. All you have to do is sign up your Apple device. It takes 2 seconds. You install a profile onto the Apple device, and you're good to go. What's up, Team Vry? Woo, woo, woo. In the building. It'd be technical how. It'd be cool if they named the new iPadOS X. Like Mac OS X. That'd be kind of cool. It's starting now, not a Sharp or X Harp. They're doing like a little preview of the Earth right now. It's live, WWDC special event. Does it say how many people are watching? No, it doesn't say it on here. Read me name Karan. India, what? I think we're up and running, guys. Yeah, so I think we're gonna get a ton of Memoji customization. So if you guys are into emojis, that's gonna be huge. Davidson. So that was a huge issue that a lot of people that I worked with had when it came to Power BI. So Power BI, it's kind of a niche product. Like a lot of people don't know about it. I didn't really learn about it until I really took a deep dive into Microsoft's ecosystem and like what we were doing at work. So lack of Power BI functionality obviously is huge if you can't use Power BI and that's what you use on a daily basis, and you have custom graphs and custom databases in there and things like that. So that's another. I have to deep dive on these videos a little bit more. I mean, I think my first video ever to hit 100,000 views is one of my most recent videos, and it's like how well Microsoft works on the iPad. And I pretty much just touched on the main points, right? Like the basic points of everything. But here's Tim Cook. I'm listening to it on my AirPod over here. It's kind of weird to see an empty situation here. But yeah, Davidson, hopefully they, because I think it's more Microsoft Office that's not updating how it's supposed to update. Technical how, I'm definitely waiting for iPadOS 14. iOS 14, I don't think much is going to change. It'd be cool to get some Apple Watch support too on the iPad Pro, because we don't have that, which is kind of annoying. Guys, put in the comments what the first WWDC was that you guys watched, beginning to end. Did you guys watch the original iPhone one? Because I did, back in 2007. That's the first time that, I guess I fell in love with a product. It was crazy when that came out. And then my buddy got it too. My buddy got it the second day it came out. I think I was in 6th or 7th grade. And I couldn't believe it. And I had a Sidekick, the cool flippy one. And I thought that was cool. But then when he showed me his iPhone, I was like, what is this thing, dude? It's just a screen and it knows what I'm doing. I don't need a stylus or a pencil. My dad was big into PDAs and he had all the Blackberries. And then it took my dad forever to accept a non-physical keyboard. Tim Cook has definitely aged. But I mean, being the CEO of the most powerful company on the planet, I'm sure that'll age you. $1.5 trillion company. We got 38 people. That's awesome. I was only expecting to see 3 or 4 people, guys. So I really do appreciate all the love and support. And I'll definitely be doing more of these as time goes on. And, as Tim Cook is talking, so I do plan on doing, I posted a poll that got over 500 votes, which for polls for me is kind of insane. I'm going to start taking, I don't know if it's going to be a monthly thing or I got to still figure out how to set it up. What's up, Taz23340 from Quebec? Nice. But I'm going to start interviewing people, both in the creator space, YouTube space, podcast space, and then also into more traditional professions, like corporate jobs, hospitality jobs, pharma jobs, things like that. And I want to interview people to see how they use their iPads and, if that makes their lives easier, it makes their lives harder. Maybe if they were given an iPad versus they had to buy one themselves to make their life easier. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Hey, I appreciate the kind words. I can't read that name, unfortunately, because that's not in English, but I appreciate it. So congrats to all of you guys too for joining. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think about that idea. It's going to be podcasty. I'm going to interview probably 30 minutes and get a bunch of people just to talk iPad, talk about themselves a little bit, talk about how they, what they do for a living, and then continue on like that, and then probably talk about a little bit of tech news. Hey, Davidson. Am I saying your name right, Davidson? Because it's spelled a little bit differently. Barreto. Oh, one sec, guys. Silvio, what's up, man? Yeah, so comment what WWDCs have you guys seen? What's the oldest? What's the oldest Apple keynote that you guys have watched? iOS, iPadOS, watchOS, tvOS, macOS. And I'll be able to use pretty much all of them except for tvOS. Silvio, I'm doing great, man. Got 33 people joining the live stream. Let's see who the last person to leave is going to be. Ooh, iOS 14. Hey guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I type it in here for you guys. I like to engage with everybody on Twitter all the time. I'm big on Twitter. All right, you're not showing me anything new yet. Come on, Craig. Thanks, Silvio. It's not showing up for some reason. Once it comes up, oh, here we go. Oh, the widgets. We're getting widgets. Oh, and the folders are different. Whoa. Taz, get yourself the 10.2 one. Hey, Silvio. Boom. Thanks for the follow. Get you with the follow back right there. Nice. Comment, what do you guys think of iOS 14? Redesign home screen. That's the only thing that's going to change with iOS 14. I'm letting you guys know that right now. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I'll follow you back for anybody that's attending this. So, for sure, Silvio. Yeah, let's see. App libraries. Let's see. Let's see what Craig has to say. RJ, I'm telling you, dude, we're not going to get much on iOS 14. This is like this should be like iOS 13s. Teton W1. Don't worry, they haven't talked about iPadOS yet. I'm sure a lot of this is going to come over to iPadOS. Oh my God, did you guys see that? How much do you think Quibi paid to be put on this home screen? Patrick, I got you. Boom. But like, why do I want that? We already have Spotlight search. All I do is whenever I can't find an app, because I keep my home screen pretty minimal, about half full, and then I go over here, and this is pretty much like a cluster. But whenever I need something, I just swipe down and search for it. So I did hear that there's a new iPad Air that's going to be like bezel-less, very iPad Pro, design language-y. But I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing they can do to make an Air versus a Pro is just keep a lower chipset in there. Davidson, you followed me. Let's see. Johnny Bennett. Follow you back, bro. Taz, not yet. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, I bet you all these widgets are going to come to iPadOS. It's interesting though. I'm kind of a fan of this WWDC, like how it's all structured. I mean, they're doing the best they can with what they got, right? So I can't fault them for that. Props to Apple for making it seem as interactive as possible. The time right now, it's 1:11 Eastern time. Yeah, I don't. This is not something that I was like dying to have. I don't know why. I don't know about you guys. Yes, Justin, do it. Get rid of that. Get rid of that MacBook. Like I'll be okay. So in other news, I did get a MacBook Air, the new one, the 2021, and I hate it, guys. I mean, it's a nice piece of hardware. It looks nice. You know, it's very Apple. The keyboard is improved. But it's just like everything runs so slowly. And the laptop is always screaming. The fans are screaming. And meanwhile, iPad Pro, it never overheats. You know, it's always charged. No moving parts. It's silent. Smaller, more portable. The list goes on and on and on. And that's why I love the iPad way more than any laptop on the market. So those are my 2 cents on that. Okay. A little Pip. Pip is good. I think it's because I got very little RAM in mine. Like I think it's only 8 gigs of RAM, so it's no good. That's nice. His WWDC notes. Silvio, I mean, maybe. I can definitely see Final Cut Pro coming to the iPad again, but like I don't think I would use it. I would definitely. I'm sure they'll have a free trial, so I'll download the free trial. I'll play with it. But I'm just so accustomed to not Final Cut. I'm already so accustomed to LumaFusion. And I mean, Final Cut Pro would have to add like a bunch of stuff that I'm missing a couple things, like being able to buy plugins and things like that for LumaFusion. So Final Cut Pro makes that easier and doesn't break the bank. Then maybe I'll go to Final Cut Pro because I'm sure it's very similar in how everything's done. But otherwise, I'll stick with LumaFusion. It was a one-time payment of $20. I think I've spent $4 in total after that, getting a couple LUTs. But other than that, I haven't really done much. Just learning as much as I can because some of the stuff on LumaFusion is a little tedious. It takes a little more time. But again, I'm not going to pay. I don't think I'll pay $300 for an editing software when I can get 99% of the way there for $20. Justin, I have the 12.9 2018 256 gigabyte in silver with a D-band skin on the back, Apple Pencil. Huh. Okay. So I like how they're improving Siri a little bit because Siri is slacking. You know, unless you ask Siri for the weather. We're trying to make it more googly. Because, I mean, that's the thing. Google Assistant is pretty awesome. That's true, Sylvia. You can't, but I think that's not a LumaFusion. That's a iPadOS situation. So iPadOS and Apple doesn't allow us to work off of an external, hard drive. Versus on a computer, you can. You can just plug in your SSD and then pull up Final Cut Pro as if the data is on your laptop because it's working off the SSD. On an iPad, you can't really do it with anything, with any application. So that's an iPad limitation and not a LumaFusion limitation. Trust me, I've spoken to them on Twitter, via DM. I've emailed them because I wish that was the case. That's why I went with the 256 and not the 64 gig. And for the next one that I get, the only improvements I'm going to make, I'm going to add data, like LTE data, and I'm going to probably go with a 512 or 1 terabyte version. But I do not think I'm not going to get the 2021 because I do think that late 2020 we're going to get a surprise iPad Pro that people are going to be pretty surprised about. Like October, November, December, we might get another iPad Pro. I wish I could fast forward through this because, again, I don't really use dictation. I use the Gboard. Technical how? Go plug in then. Simple solution. What do you mean by that? So can you be productive with Teams, Gyro, Outlook, maybe 14 apps or so? I mean, Teams works perfectly. Outlook works perfectly. You saw some of the limitations on the actual Office products, like the Office Suite, PowerPoint, Excel, Word. You saw the limitations on that. So I mean, you can run those apps and run them well. It's just I don't know what do you mean by the other 14 apps? Like being able to open every single Office application that exists. You can have them open in the background and it'll still work. Okay, a little translation. I already know Spanish, so I'm good. Silvio. Yeah, so that's the reason why I didn't get the LTE enabled version, because I was like, you know what? I got hotspot, I got unlimited data, T-Mobile, and it hotspots directly to my iPad Pro. But I don't know why there's still some instances where it is slow, because I'm sure you can't, the connection from the hotspot, unless you have perfect LTE connection, is not going to be that great in my opinion. Oh, messages. What do we got on messages? So that's why I say next time I do get an iPad, is going to be the LTE version, regardless. Because at the end of the day, it's $15 a month extra for unlimited data, so it's okay. That's the plan. Yeah, Davidson. So I've actually never used Fantastical, but I hear it's really, really good. But again, I use Teams, Outlook all day. It's always running on the iPad Pro. For work, I mean, I always have I have so many apps open at the same time. Sometimes I'm like editing a video while answering Teams, while trying to post something on Twitter, while listening to Spotify in the background, or listening to a podcast in the background, something like that. So the iPad can handle it. The iPad can definitely handle it. And like you said, on Safari, I do everything that I can through Safari, unless it's better off using an application. Yeah, Sylvia, you're going to need to get yourself. So this is the SSD that I have. I'll show you guys. 1 trillion ways to customize your identity with an emoji. But this is what I have. The RAV Power 500 gig SSD, USB-C, and that's pretty much it. It brings USB-C to C cable and a USB-A to C cable. So you can pretty much plug it into whatever you want. And that's what I use to offload the stuff that I'm not using, because if not, I would have thousands and thousands of short video clips on the iPad Pro that gets AirPlayed over from my iPhone. It's true. Inline replies. Okay. I guess that's true. I'm in a couple group chats that have a ton of people, and it just gets confusing sometimes. So I'm glad they're kind of working this out. That way you can reply directly to the person and not the entire group. Yeah, Sylvia, they really do need to figure that out. But again, it's an Apple limitation, iPadOS limitation. It's not a LumaFusion limitation. So I'm sure if they wanted to write code to make a Mac OS app, they could figure it out. Yeah, I think Bill Gates is probably watching WWDC to see what's next. Okay. What do you guys think about this? Thoughts, comments, concerns? How much is this going to help your everyday life? Technical how? Yes, I do think Bill Gates is watching. Ooh, another quick question. Are you guys Google Maps or Apple Maps users? Shoot a message in the comments and I'll let you guys know what I use. Apple Maps or Google Maps? What do you guys use? Or do you use like Waze? Do you guys use something else? Silvio, I feel you. What even is Apple Maps? I've tried Waze a couple of times. I'm not a fan. And now Google Maps has added that like cop register, so you know when cops are on the highway. It's definitely improved. Apple Maps has gotten a lot better. Especially, remember the first time they released their own Apple Maps? It was atrocious, and it kind of ruined them in the beginning. And I think that's what made Google Maps so much better. And now people are just so used to Google Maps that they're not going to Apple Maps and giving it a shot. Prime example is myself. Davidson uses Waze. Taz uses Waze. Sylvia, what do you use? Google Maps. Really? And also for reviews of places, do you guys use Yelp or do you guys just stick to Google reviews? Because I stick to Google. So that's why I'm like baffled that I don't like these Android phones because I'm big in the Google ecosystem. Like everything I use is pretty much Google, right? Gmail for the YouTube accounts, right? Google Maps to get around. I use G Drive a lot for instead of Dropbox to move my files around and things like that. So uh, yes, it is technical. How? Yes, it is. Although my wife does use Apple Maps. She is an Apple Maps user for some reason. I've tried to get her off Apple Maps, but she does like her Apple Maps. Okay, Google and TripAdvisor. Yeah, what do you guys think about my like podcast idea? It wouldn't be like a designated podcast. It would be probably like a monthly episode, hopefully a little bit more, a monthly episode within the YouTube channel where I just interview people, right? Interview and first guest would probably be average tech guy. Just shooting that out there. Let me know what you guys think about that. See, like my dad would enjoy this feature. He's gotten big into cycling, especially during the quarantine days. EV routing, okay. Oh, that's the one thing that we're supposed to get, car key. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Car key on the iPhone will be big. So car key, I don't know if you guys heard, car key will so for Tesla, for instance, right? Teslas use phones as the key, and then they have the backup like card key. But with car key, look, BMW and Ford, so it allows you to just unlock your car with your iPhone now. I drive a brand new Volkswagen. I'm hoping it comes to Volkswagen pretty quickly because I use CarPlay all the time. I've loved CarPlay, and now I'm actually thinking about jailbreaking the phone because when you jailbreak, the only reason I would jailbreak my iPhone is because with CarPlay, if you're jailbroken, you can now display whatever you want on that car display, and the car display is like 9-10 inches. So maybe YouTube videos, Netflix videos, things like that while you're on the go for the passenger to watch instead of having it on the iPhone. Because right now you can't obviously legally you're not supposed to be like watching stuff while driving, so they don't make that as a native feature. But if you jailbreak it, that's a whole different story. Ooh, CarPlay, perfect. What a segue. It's like Craig is listening to me. Damn, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. 97% of new cars are CarPlay compatible. It's true. It does make it better. Damn, so you can order food from your car now? Here we go, car key, car key. Okay, so it looks like BMW is going to be the first one to get the car key now. There you go, Davidson. See, that's sick. See, like my car has a charging pad like that, a little Qi wireless charger in the dash. Okay. Okay. I like this a lot, actually. So you can, let's say you drive your car to the airport, right? And you don't want to leave it there for the 2 weeks because it's like $100 a day. You drive yourself to the airport, give your friend the car key, full access to your car, they go pick it up, and you only pay for a day's worth of parking. Now the question is how, right, yeah, here we go. See, I knew there was a reason why they put a U1 chip and stuff. It couldn't have just been for airdrop to like point to the device that you want to airdrop to. Nah. I want iPadOS. Show me iPadOS. Also, guys, we're going to do, so again, barring anything crazy happening with iPadOS, myself and Shift Screen, I don't know if you guys remember that application that allows you to get rid of the black bars on a secondary display with the iPad. It's also one of my better viewed videos, most watched videos. It's like how the iPad Pro should work. 3.0 was released, and I'm gonna do a whole review on it, show you guys what's improved, and then also Shift Screen is sponsoring a iPad Pro giveaway. So for those people that don't have an iPad Pro, we're giving away entry-level 11-inch iPad Pro, 128 gigs in whatever color you guys want. So definitely stay tuned for that video. Hopefully by that time we'll be at 10,000 subscribers. So it'll be like a 10,000 subscriber giveaway special. So letting you guys know that. Wait, what are they showing off right now? App clips? Yeah, so Shift Screen got a major rehaul. It looks a lot different. It looks a little more intuitive. It takes a lot of the design language from iPadOS versus something a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Before it was a little more rough around the edges, and now it's got, the update has increased. It's nice. So I'll definitely show you guys what that looks like when I make that video. And again, we're giving away an iPad Pro, so stay tuned, guys. Definitely watch that video. I don't understand, what are app clips? Oh, so it's like a trailer of an app? Yeah, so we're giving away a 2020 iPad Pro, whatever color, Wi-Fi only, 128 gig. So you guys are the first to know. So there's 18 of you guys left. You guys are the first to know that we're doing an iPad giveaway when I do review the Shift Screen app. So when you guys see anything related to Shift Screen in terms of a thumbnail or a title, click on it because we're doing a giveaway for the iPad Pro. Oh yeah, I did hear about this. Apple was like creating their own QR code, so I thought that was cool. Again, but like what else can they do, Watery? You know, like what else can they add on to make your life easier? I think now we're getting to the point where like software is, they've like perfected the software for this hardware design. They don't know what else to do, right? So what they're going to have to do now is, again, it's been what, 07, it's been 13 years, probably at the 15-year mark, they're going to have to totally redesign the hardware and then rebuild the software to work perfectly on that hardware. And then that's what the big cycle is going to be, right? Reinventing the hardware, making sure the software fits perfectly for that hardware, and then rinse and repeat. Hey, Jay Bennett, I appreciate it. Thank you. 10K coming soon though, 9,500, not bad, especially for a channel that only uses an iPhone to record. Oh, here we go. This is what everybody's wanted. I'm gonna have to screenshot that. Boom, screenshotted that. iPadOS, here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, look at Craig, he's running. Like if Apple just throws macOS onto the iPad. Let's see. Because guys, this thing is awesome. Look at this thing. It's just a beautiful device. I don't want to close it because I'm listening to it, but just a beaut. All right, experience. What's an iPad? Look at that. See, LumaFusion, front and center. Silvio, I'm really hoping that's not the case. And I don't think Apple would make us spend $350 for something the last 6 months. I would get pissed if Apple did that to me. I still have my Folio keyboard. I might actually frame it because I got mad stickers on the back. All right, let's see. Told you guys, I knew they would bring the widgets over. No, Folio is it's a great one. Like I used it, as much as I hated the typing experience on it, it was the only case I ever used. And I think I've reviewed 6, 7, 8 keyboard cases for the iPad Pro before the Magic Keyboard came out. I would use them, I would talk about them. The typing experience would always be better on the third-party keyboard, but always go back to my Folio keyboard. Okay, so I like that. They changed, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but when you try to move stuff over in the Files app, you know, on a normal computer, you can hover over a folder and then that folder will open up. You couldn't do that on the Files app. So now it's gonna see, so now everything's looking a little bit better in the Files app. Okay. I like this. It makes it a little simpler to be using. I'm a public beta developer, technical how. So I think I'll probably get the update a little bit later. Are you guys Apple Music listeners or Spotify music listeners? Come say what's up, babe. What is this? Reminders. You come say what's up. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys allow your calls to go to your iPad? I'm a Spotify user, guys. I do like that FaceTime. Technical how? It's my wife. Say what's up, guys.
Hi.
That's my wife and my son. Huh?
What's happening?
Babe, Silvio says hi. I appreciate it, Technical how. She is gorgeous. Universal search, though. Vermouth07, what's up? Welcome to the club. Okay, so this is a lot like Spotlight search within macOS. I don't know if you guys have ever, I'm sure everybody's searched something in Spotlight on macOS. This is how it happens. So guys, what did I say? No secondary monitor support. Are you guys Apple Pencil users? Who here owns an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil? Yannick arrived. What's up, man? Guys, Yannick is the developer of Shift Screen. Oh, they're gonna finally let us like annotate stuff. Nice. This is what we needed. This is a big one. So right now, I don't know if you guys have noticed. So if you go into the Notes app and then you start typing with the keyboard, you're typing, and then you pull out the pencil to handwrite, you're shifted down. So you can't like handwrite over the like typed out text, which is kind of annoying. So take a look at what they're about to show. So Microsoft OneNote Microsoft OneNote does this, and that's why I used it for a very long time. But now that Notes has this, I'm switching right back to Notes because I use Notes for my YouTube scripting. I use Notes for taking work notes. So I like to be in the Notes, again, Apple ecosystem as much as I can. So what do you guys think of the Pitaka watch band or the Pitaka like case on here? Not bad. Yeah, Notes needed a big revamp with the Apple Pencil because it's not a good look when Microsoft's Notes product works better on your hardware than your own software, right? I've actually never used GoodNotes before. I've heard Notability and GoodNotes are, obviously amazing, but I've never actually tried them. See, this is what we needed, being able to just add something with handwritten notes, even though it's a typed out, in a typed out format. Oh no, it paused. Jesse, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie. Nothing's really jumped out at me. So iPadOS, again, pretty underwhelming, guys. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Yannick, I'm a little bit behind. I like that. I like that AirPods feature a lot. I'm a fan of that. Ooh. Dude, this is crazy. The spatial awareness stuff. This is the highlight so far of WWDC. Damn, but Apple's taking mad data. They know what? So they're going to be taking the data of our movements to make sure our sound stays good. That's kind of crazy. All right, do you guys have any last minute questions? I'm opening up the floor for you guys because I'm probably going to hop off here soon. Yep, so I'm hopping off here, guys. I'm not sure if there's any way to unlock iCloud lock. You might have to call Apple support for that. My brother had to do that, but yeah. All right, so I appreciate you guys. Like I said, Yannick and I were working on something together for a future video coming up here soon. Gonna do my review on iPadOS 14 real quick, post that video for you guys, and then kind of go from there. So if you guys have any questions, put them here, DM me on Twitter, and we'll kind of get it going. But appreciate every single one of you that joined. Like I said, we peaked at 49. Very, very impressive. And the 25 of you guys that stuck around for the entire hour, awesome. That was amazing, guys. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Peace. No external monitor support, guys. That's why we got to stick with shift screen for at least another year. Let's get it.